A respected diplomat, a loving father, a suburban success story. Until one night in 1976, when he horrifically betrayed everyone he was supposed to protect. His wife, his mother, his 3 sons. Then he vanished without a trace. Nearly 50 years later, he remains one of the most wanted fugitives in the world. This is the story of Bradford Bishop. March 1st, 1976, Bethesda, Maryland. William Bradford Bishop Jr. seemed to have it all. A good career, a nice house in the suburbs, and a loving, all-American family. Bishop, a 39-year-old husband and father of 3 sons, was a Yale graduate, fluent in 5 languages, a former US Army intelligence officer, and worked as a diplomat for the US State Department. His elderly mother, Lobelia, lived with the family and helped care for the boys while Bradford commuted to DC. But on March 1st, 1976, something inside Bishop snapped, and within 24 hours, his family would be dead. Bishop had always been an overachiever, from his master's degrees to his fluency in French, Italian, Spanish, and Serbo-Croatian. He served overseas in Italy, Ethiopia, Botswana, a rising star in the Foreign Service. But behind the resume lurked an inner turmoil. He suffered from insomnia, depression, explosive rage. A colleague would later say he never let anyone get too close. Even his smile had walls. That day, March 1st, Bishop received devastating news. He had been passed over for a promotion. It was the final blow to his fragile sense of self. He left work early, saying he was not feeling well. However, instead of going home, he went to the bank and withdrew several $100s. Then he drove to a nearby mall to buy a gas can and a hammer. Finally, after filling his car and the can with gas at the local station, Bishop drove to a hardware store where he purchased a pitchfork and a shovel. Sometime between 7:30 and 8 p.m, Bishop returned home. Annette, his wife, was reading. Investigators believed she was attacked from behind, bludgeoned with the ball-peen hammer. A book lay nearby, splattered with blood. Next came Bishop's mother. She had just returned from walking the family dog, Leo. She was killed after she entered the home. Bishop then crept upstairs, where his 3 sons were sleeping. He killed them one by one. Afterwards, Bishop loaded them, one by one, into the family station wagon. With his dog at his side, Bishop drove more than 250 miles south, across state lines, into North Carolina. In the woods near Columbia, he dug a grave. He placed the bodies of his children at the bottom, followed by his wife and his mother on top. Then he doused it in gasoline and lit the match. But the fire didn't go unnoticed. Forest rangers investigating the smoke made a grisly discovery. 5 charred bodies. Tools left behind, shovel, pitchfork, gas can, some with store labels that were traced back to Maryland. The horror was uncovered, but the killer was already gone. The next day, March 2nd, Bishop was spotted in Jacksonville, North Carolina, buying a pair of sneakers. He was reportedly accompanied by Leo and possibly an unknown woman. On March 18th, police discovered Bishop's station wagon abandoned in the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, nearly 400 miles from the burial site. Inside, blood-stained blankets, a spare tire, a gun, dog biscuits, and no sign of Bradford Bishop. So how did Bishop vanish so effectively? The answer likely lies in his background. He was an avid hiker, camper, canoeist. He knew how to survive in the wild. He'd lived overseas, travelled extensively, blended into different cultures. He even had training in counterintelligence. He also had a diplomatic passport. He could have left the country before anyone knew the family was even dead. When neighbours finally noticed the Bishops were missing, days had passed, newspapers piled up, but by then he could have been anywhere. The FBI believes Bishop may have disguised his identity, using his language skills to work abroad, perhaps as a teacher, translator, or guide. One confirmed child from a previous relationship, a daughter named 𝖘𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆, was discovered through DNA in 2021. Perhaps there may be others. Bishop may have created an entirely new life, one that may never be uncovered. Over the decades, Bishop has allegedly been seen on several occasions. He was allegedly spotted in a bathroom in Sorrento, Italy, 1979, by a former colleague. The man had a beard and gained weight, but the eyes were the same. When confronted, the man denied being Bishop and quickly left. Other sightings placed him in Sweden, Switzerland, Ethiopia. However, none have been confirmed. In 2014, the FBI added him to the 10 most wanted fugitives list. In 2018, they removed him, but have never stopped looking. Interpol still has an active red notice out for him. If he is alive today, Bishop would be 89 years old. Why did he do it? That's the question that haunts every investigator. Why? There were no financial windfalls from the murders, no insurance fraud, no revenge against enemies, just rage. Bishop suffered from depression. He felt trapped. There was tension at home. His wife didn't want to move abroad for a promotion. His mother reportedly criticised him. He confided in a colleague about his violent thoughts. And that day, March 1st, he was passed over for a promotion. Was that the breaking point? Some think it may have been a sudden psychotic break. Others think he planned it. Whatever the cause, the result was the same. 5 people dead, and 1 man disappeared into the fog of history.
If you enjoyed this true crime story, don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments. Want to watch another chilling tale from the underworld? Check out these other videos on screen.